You've mapped out your goals for this new year and you reimagined your dream life. But how do you actually make it happen? In this final episode of the Dream Big, Plan Smart series, we're bridging the gap between your goals and the actions that will get you there. I'll walk through creating a 12-month action plan that sets your business up for consistent, repeatable success while giving you the freedom to live the life you want. Let's dive in. Are you that driven entrepreneur who believes that working harder holds the key to your dreams? Are you drowning in the day-to-day tasks, wishing you had more time to strategize and cast the vision for your business growth? Hi, I'm Donna Dubé, your guide on this entrepreneurial journey. I've walked in your worn-out shoes, burning the midnight oil, convinced that sheer hard work was the secret to success. Just one more email, one more task, until I found myself on a one-way track to burnout. But here's the twist in the tale. I discovered that success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about being intentional with our time. It's about steering our ship with focus, because no team, system, or automation can outperform a lack of direction. In this podcast, I'm sharing with you all the strategies for business growth that it took me years to learn. If you're ready to step out of the daily overwhelm so you can amplify your profits, then I'm ready to teach you. I believe the only limit to your business growth is the one you set for yourself. Go grab a notebook, warm up that cup of tea, and let's do this. Welcome back, small business owners. Welcome to the final episode of the Dream Big, Plan Smart series. I hope you're feeling energized and clear about your vision for the next year. Over the past 4 episodes, we've taken a deep dive into understanding your dream life, aligning your business with those goals, and making strategic decisions that drive momentum. And today's the day we pull it all together with a clear, actionable 12-month plan. Creating this plan is the key to bridging the gap between that dreaming big time that we had and actually achieving those dreams. Without a plan, it's too easy to get stuck in the same old cycle, reacting to what's happening in the moment rather than proactively creating the business and the life that you want. All right, before we get started, I want to remind you to download the workbook. So if you haven't done it yet, go to ceoamplify.ca/dream-big, and there you'll find the workbook that'll help you with each of these episodes. Alrighty. Let's dive into this. Planning is the key for small business owners so that we can work proactively rather than reactively. It allows us to stay focused on shiny opportunities that actually drive our business forward and allows us to let go of shiny objects that are just distractions. Planning helps us to alleviate this feast or famine cycle, which can be so exhausting for all of us. So let me explain what I mean by that. Imagine you've just wrapped up a big client project and you're thrilled. It's all going good. But then panic sets in. You've got nothing lined up next. You've got no more money coming in. So you scramble to find new clients. It can be so easy to drop the ball on marketing when we're busy working on client delivery. But when marketing gets pushed aside and when those projects end, we're scrambling, starting from scratch. This feast or famine cycle is exhausting and for most of us, completely avoidable. Making sure you have a 12-month plan ensures you have consistent momentum. So instead of starting over, you're building systems that carry you forward, quarter after quarter, year after year. So how do we take everything we've talked about so far and turn it into a clear, actionable plan for the next 12 months? This is where many of us stumble. It's easy to feel excited and motivated when we're setting those goals, right? But without a solid action plan, those goals often stay out of reach. Because here's the thing, a well thought out plan isn't just a map. It's actually a commitment to yourself and to your business. It helps you to stay focused, to avoid that overwhelm of trying to do everything, and gives you a sense of momentum that builds month after month. So as we go through these steps, remember that this isn't about packing every inch of your calendar with a bunch of tasks to do. It's about making intentional choices, prioritizing the things that truly matter to your business and to your life. All right, you ready? I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to grab your workbook and let's walk through how to plan your year with clarity, focus, and intention. So first up, when you open your workbook, which you can get in the link in the show notes, the first thing we're going to do is schedule your life before your business. Yep, you heard me right. I said life before business. Because I don't want you to try and fit your life into the cracks around your business. No, we're making our life a priority. So the first thing we're going to do is think about time off. What vacations or breaks do you want to take this year? Whether it's one day, whether it's a long weekend, whether it's a week, whether it's 2 weeks, it doesn't matter the length. I want you to think about what time off you want this year. I want you to think about important dates for you and your family. Maybe that's birthdays, maybe that's anniversaries, maybe that's holidays. What days really matter in your life? And then lastly, I want you to think about buffer days. Time to relax or to recover after a big event, after a project, after traveling. Give yourself that buffer. And pro tip, if you have kids and they're still in school, grab their calendars and have a look at it, because inevitably there'll be time when they have a day off on a Monday or a Friday and you weren't expecting it. So don't forget the little things. Planning these in advance gives you the flexibility to adapt without having undue stress. All right, so if you open up your workbook, you're going to see it split into 4 quarters, and there's a spot in there for you to put in the time off you want for the first quarter, January, February, and March. And then it keeps going, right? Time off for April, May, and June, etc. So I want you to pause. If you're at home and you can do it. If you're not, you can do this at a later point. But I want you to pause and actually write down the vacations and the breaks you want for each quarter of the year. All right, the next step is planning your sales calendar. So now I want you to look at your offers. What's your signature offer? What's the one that drives the most revenue? Like I said earlier, what's your bread and butter? Let's plan your promotions of that offer for the next year. So at this point, it doesn't matter if you're launching, if you're booking consults, if you're hosting a live event, the way you promote doesn't matter. What I'm aiming for here is that you've mapped out 2 or 3 times during the year when you're going to intentionally promote your signature offer. Actually pick what those months are and write them down in your workbook. The way you go about offering this now is the second step, right? Whether it's going to be launching through email campaign, whether it's going to be booking extra consults to make sure they're a fit for a program, whether you're hosting a live event, whatever that looks like for you. I want you to think about rinse and repeat. What worked well last year when you promoted this offer? What can you refine and repeat? Not starting over. What assets do you already have for this offer that you can reuse? All right. And then from there, I want you to think about your smaller offers. Those bite-sized, lower ticket offers that can really help introduce new clients to your business and eventually feed into your larger, probably more higher ticket items. So again, look at your year. Where can you space out smaller offers in between launching of your signature offer? And then lastly, what's the next step for your existing clients? If you've got clients you love working with now, how can you invite them into their next level of support? And I want you to map out when you're going to proactively offer these upgrades. Again, this isn't to your whole audience. This is just to your existing clients to help them get to the next level. Alrighty, so take a pause and make sure you've mapped out when you're going to offer your signature offer 2 to 3 times a year, when you're going to invite people into your smaller offer, and when you're going to promote upgrades to your existing clients. All right, you still with me? Step number 3 is building our marketing plan. So first, we're going to focus on audience building. For each month of the year, I want you to ask yourself, how am I attracting new leads? Again, what's my rinse and repeat strategy? Am I using collaborations? Am I using ads? Am I using SEO? Am I using long form content? What am I doing to attract new leads? Then once those new people find me, how am I engaging with them? Is it through lead magnets, through consultations? What is it for you? And lastly, how am I nurturing them? Through newsletters, through podcasts, episodes, through case studies. What am I doing to build that know, like, and trust factor? These 3 steps form your customer success blueprint in the marketing, and they're essential to keeping your sales pipeline full, right? Because if we don't have new people coming into our audience, who are we going to sell to? All right, step 4 is creating systems. So this is where many of us have trouble. We make those big goals, but we don't have the systems to support them. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fail to the level of your systems. So I want you to ask yourself, do I have clear, repeatable processes for my marketing, customer service, or customer success blueprint, attracting, engaging, and nurturing? Is my delivery process seamless for my clients? Do I have a reliable way to measure what's working and what's not? Again, in the workbook, it'll help you identify gaps in your current systems and help you set goals to address them. So once you've gone through and asked yourself these questions for each month of the upcoming year, you will now have built a 12-month action plan that maps out your sales and your marketing activities each month, while also taking into account your life commitments. So now, my friends, a huge congratulations is expected. You now have a custom 12-month action plan and 5 goals for the year. You know why those 5 goals are important to you. You know what support or training you may need. And you know some beginning action steps with due dates to help you complete those goals. So how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you motivated to get started? Or maybe, like me, if I was in your position, it's a lot to handle all at once, and perhaps I'm a little overwhelmed and wondering how I'm going to ensure that this 12-month action plan doesn't just, sit in my Google Drive and go by the wayside, and by the time March rolls around, I've forgotten all about it. So if you're feeling excited, but also a little overwhelmed on how you're going to proceed, I want to share something with you that can help. Inside the Profitable Small Business Club, we focus on building rinse and repeat systems, 90-day plans, and sustainable strategies to help you stay consistent and hit your goals. It isn't just about strategy, though. The club also has support. So from the live coaching calls to the step-by-step resources, I help you implement your plan and overcome the resistance that often gets in the way. So whether that looks like perfectionism, it looks like all or nothing thinking, it looks like, that urge to just start over, I'm going to help you stay on track. So if this planning series resonated with you and you know that you need some support, some mentoring, and some accountability in order to stay on track, I would love for you to check out the Profitable Small Business Club and join us. The link for that is ceoamplify.ca/profit. It's the next step to turning your 12-month plan into a reality. Thank you so much for joining me on this Dream Big, Plan Smart series. I can't wait to hear about the incredible plans you've made and how you've transformed your business and your life. Remember, my friends, success doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you take consistent, intentional action. Let's make this year your most profitable year yet. Alrighty, see you next week. Thank you for joining me on this episode of CEO Amplify. I appreciate you being part of our thriving community of ambitious business owners. If you enjoyed today's episode, I kindly ask you to share this podcast with a friend and take a hot minute to rate and leave a review. It would mean the world to me. Your feedback helps me reach more people and continue providing valuable content. Thanks so much for your support. Keep shining, and we'll catch you on the next episode.